What's up, guys? It is JZNES back again with another video. Today we're talking about the misadventures of Tron, Bonne, the awesome character from Mega Man Battle Network, not Battle Network. I know, I was gonna say that just to be funny. Mega Man Legends, actually. But I do have something Battle Network related in the back there. It's back there. Now, take a look at that. That's pretty cool. Nah, she was never in Mega Man Battle Network. That would have been pretty cool. Can you imagine they interpreted Tron Bonne to be in Mega Man Battle Network? I mean, the game came out after Mega Man Legends. That would have been really cool. But, yeah. So, this is about Tron Bonne in between Mega Man 1 and 2 Legends, that is. And she was also in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 here, which is a great game in its own right, a great fighting game, and she's one of my mains in that game with Tron Bonne. She's not even on the back here. What the hell? It's not like she's, like, even, well, yeah, I guess they just have space to fit her or something. Is she in the front? No, she's not even on this cover. That's a shame, because she's one of the best characters in this game. But anyway, I also have my little Tron Bonne figurine here, which came with the head not on there, so I had to glue that on there, and that was a whole fucking ordeal to even get this fucking thing. And I kind of wanted this one, but I kind of wanted the other one. The other one was like I couldn't get it or whatever, because there was one where it was pink instead of orange. I do like orange a lot, but you know, the pink one is more accurate to how she looks in the games and whatnot. So, but yeah, so I have that there, and it comes with Servbot there, or one of a Servbot, as it were. So, yep. So yeah, Misadventures of Tron Bonne. This was a PS1 game, very late in the PS1 era there. But most copies of the game actually included a demo. I think all copies. I don't know why I said most copies. For Mega Man Legends 2 here, it was kind of to tide over the fans to the next game. Actually, does it say that on here? Yeah, there's a big sticker. If you look on there, there's a big sticker in the corner there that's like demo for Mega Man Legends 2. It's not going to focus, so. But anyway, that's also what the cover looks like there. I obviously don't have the game. This is one of the more sought-after and expensive PS1 games here. I actually have it running on my screen here so I can kind of remember what to talk about. Basically, you're Tron Bonne, and you have to pay back a bunch of money to these gangsters who are, like, kind of higher than you on the totem pole of, like, thievery and pirates and whatnot. You know, if you remember from the first game, Tron Bonne was one of the villains that wasn't like the Reaver bots and whatnot, or like Mega Man Juno. Yes, spoiler for Mega Man 1 there, but so yeah, so Mega Man's not in this game, but this is like a side spin-off game, and it's like going for like at least $300. It's always been like a $300 plus sort of game as far as I can remember. So yeah, I don't own a physical copy of this game, but I do have it on PSN on PS3 there, which despite all that controversy, I believe that you can still buy this now. My friend Mayab, this is one that me and him played together, much like Metroid Prime and a bunch of other ones that I reviewed like that, Super Mario RPG and stuff. Okay, I was going to say, which I believe I reviewed, yeah, because I didn't review it the first time, but then I reviewed it the second time around. Yeah, so that's a great game. But anyway, this is one of the ones that we were playing together again. It really didn't take me that long. It was about a 12-hour game. And he had high praise for it. He said maybe top 20 or top 10 PS1 games, which is kind of a hard statement to make. I don't think he was thinking about like all of the like best PS1. It was like Metal Gear Solid and Silent Hill And of course, the original Mega Man Legends. 2 is alright. I wouldn't put it in the top, like, 20 games of PS1, maybe. But, like, Spyro the Dragon, you've got, like, I don't know, just a bunch of games like that. There's a lot of PS1 games that are, like, really, really solid. So, it's one of the better systems of all time for games. But yeah, like, it's a pretty good game, though. I definitely do like the lore fill-in between Mega Man Legends 1 and 2 there. And to get a lot more with server bots, which they're always really cute. You know, they got fun personality to them. And of course, Tron Bonne is like one of my favorite characters from Mega Man Legends, any of them. And it's really nice to kind of play as her for once, because she's awesome and she's badass and whatnot. So like Teasel gets into some trouble because he has to pay back all this debt that he owes this other guy. I don't know his name. I don't remember his name. Fat guy. And then there's Glide, apparently, who, like, I don't know if he was in any of the other Mega Man games before this, but I definitely know Glide from Mega Man Battle Network. So they definitely reused him there, which is kind of strange if this is the only other game that he really, like, appeared in, because like, they didn't really cross over a lot of Mega Man Legends stuff to Mega Man Battle Network, but there was definitely, Glide was definitely in that game, in like a main character, which is kind of crazy. Not like a main character, but it was one of the main characters, Navi's Yai, in that game. So that's just kind of an interesting reference there, since he shows up a lot throughout the series there. Backlog, that is. So, but anyway, yeah, so he's kind of your antagonist throughout this game. They're trying to, like, stop you from getting all this money or whatnot, and probably get the money themselves, or that kind of seems like it. There's also this cop lady. There's the way the game works is it's less open world like the original Mega Man Legends was. I wouldn't say it was open world. It was like more open to where you can kind of go to a lot of places and really explore. This game's not really like that. This is more mission structure based. You have like 6 different missions here. And from the start, you only get like 3 or something, or 4. You get 4 missions from the start. So there's mission 1, which is a bank level. It's classified as an action level. Basically, it's a storyline where you're trying to go and rob this bank, and this cop lady is trying to stop you this whole time. And so you're kind of trying to battle at odds with her the whole time, and the gameplay is very reminiscent of the original game. Like if it was like a mini game side mission where you were like trying to go steal stuff. Like you can break into buildings, and you'll have the serve bots. You have like a little beacon that you can like send them at stuff with, so you can get them to do different little tasks and stuff. And one of them is like you can send them into buildings to get stuff to steal for money or whatnot. But the whole time there's people and like cops trying to stop you, so you gotta like watch your health bar and stuff, you know, like basic stuff. But you can lock on with L2 there, and the beacon for the serve bots is like R2. And of course you have like a sort of like a Mega Buster thing where you can shoot at them and stuff. The original one kind of sucks, but if you go into level 4, which is more of a free roaming sort of ruins, they call it, level, very reminiscent of the dungeon aspects of the original Mega Man Legends game, and actually a lot like Mega Man Legends 2. A bit more linear and a lot shorter than those, as far as I can tell. But also I probably missed some areas in there. I just went through kind of the first part of it to get... the point is that you actually get upgrades within that level. So there's a big armor upgrade in there, which I didn't get. But there's also the 2 weapons upgrades, which are for the bazooka and the Gatling gun. Now, I preferred the Gatling gun. For some reason, my bazooka wasn't as powerful as my friend Mayab and like the internet had shown it to be. So I used the Gatling gun the whole time. And those are stuff you can find within this Ruins level. So when you upgrade to that, you also have to know to, on the mission screen, there's a mission screen before you do each mission, where you'll be in the Servbot meeting room, and you can, there, if you go down to robot, you can equip different weapons and that kind of stuff. There's also like a development room where you can go and give one of the server bots different items to get like E-tanks and stuff. But you have to kind of develop these E-tanks and whatnot, and you can develop like really powerful ones. Like there's at least 5, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot more than that of E-tanks that you can develop, and they just keep getting like more refilling every time. And you can, I'm pretty sure you can develop like higher health, like health bar upgrades. It's not as ridiculous as the original Mega Man Legends, where you had to kind of keep buying like infinite of those. You just kind of fill up like really early on in the game. It's not that hard to get enough money to sort of develop that. It's just like finding the stuff, and you find that throughout the different missions. So anyway, like the action section, you go along and you try to, you fight this lady, and you're trying to get to this bank, and then eventually you do get to this bank at the end of the thing, and basically every time you get through one of these missions, it gives you a big sum of money, plus the additional stuff that you would like steal from the buildings and whatnot, and that all goes towards your 3 million in total, but like 1 million at first, which is like the halfway point of the game, and then 2 million that you need to get after that. Once you get 1 million, it'll automatically take you to a cutscene where there's a little bit more of the story, because that's what you supposedly owed at first, but then it kind of goes a different direction, and then you owe more money. So, yeah. And then once you pay that money off, that kicks off the end of the game. But once you pay that halfway point off, the 1 million, it's like a third, but it's like the halfway point, because it helps you unlock 3 additional levels, or two additional levels, which are a farm level, which is another action level, where basically you go and steal a bunch of cows and stuff. But you have these robots that are from the Glide and his people. He has like little bird servbots, like a little bird version of the servbots or whatever. And so they're running these robots trying to stop you from getting all these pigs and cows and goats and stuff off of this farm you can sell for money, basically. This is the only one that I didn't finish, because at the end of the second level, there's a boss that I don't understand how you're supposed to destroy him, and I didn't feel like looking it up, and I already had enough money to do it anyway, so I never finished that one. But so yeah, that one's like alright. I did like the bank level. That was pretty cool. Mission 3 is the dig out level, which is like an RPG sort of thing. They call it. Think like Persona, like the original Personas, like Shin Megami Tensei Persona, like the first one and the second one, where you got like that first person sort of view, and you're like going through like these corridors and stuff. You basically explore a cave like that, and you lead your servbots along to like solve different little puzzles. They're not really puzzles or anything. It's just like find this item here, take it here, talk to this person here, and then like break down these walls here with a thing. It's really just about exploration and trying to like find items and stuff. You get a drill in there that you can use, and a few other points of the game, like in the ruins level, to apparently like expand that further to where you can get that plate armor and stuff, which I never did, obviously, like I said. But yeah, that section's pretty good. I like that. It can be a little tough sometimes to like kind of know where you're going and whatnot. You do have a map and whatnot, which is nice. But yeah, so there's that. So I guess I should mention, since this song is playing, that there's like a mini game also where you can like level up your servbots. As far as I care, you never had to do this, but like if you really wanted to, I guess it would make your servbots more powerful, and it would probably make the game a bit easier. but there's like a mini game. It's kind of like the one from Mega Man Legends 1 where you have to like kick the dogs or whatever. Is that what you do? You kick the... They're not dogs. You kick the ball at to kick the dogs. You kick the ball at the dogs or whatever. It's kind of like that one where you have to knock down a bunch of targets and there's like serve bots like setting them up in the background again. And you kind of have to do it at a specific point. You have to like grab this thing when they're throwing it back at you. It's really complicated stuff. And it's really not worth grinding out in my opinion, but like that is a thing you can do to like level up your serve bots, like one of their stats or whatever. They all have stats and stuff, and you can like go around and collect different items and give it to this guy and that guy and this guy, and they'll like give you different items that can like do a whole bunch of different stuff. Like you can get a different paint job and stuff on your robot. Lots of different like extra little stuff like that. That's pretty cool. I never really went into any of that. I know Mayab did a little bit of that, but I didn't really bother with most of that. So, but yeah, you can do that, and then when you unlock new areas throughout the ship, like your main kind of thing is the ship, and you can go around and talk to all like the serve bots. You have like, I don't know, like 50 or 60 of them or something that you can just like talk to them, and then like each of them will do different little things. I think there's even like, there was some kind of mini game at the kitchen area too, the cafeteria, and I never did that one, but I just kind of stuck to the main game. There's like a lot of little extra side content. Most of the game is just kind of like this mini game and that mini game, and then like there's a bunch of different kind of concepts all built into one game, which was pretty cool. But yeah, it's like a really good game, but yeah, there's just like a lot of different aspects to it. It's kind of hard to explain without like having seen it. So yeah, alright, so there's those levels, and then there's 2 container puzzle levels. Now, this could have just been its own game by itself, because this is like a really in-depth system. Now you're kind of moving these containers around, and you only have so many moves that you can move these around, and then like, originally it's like you have to get these containers to your ship within a certain amount of moves, and then like also you only have so many times you can pick up these containers. And there's always like a bonus container just taunting you to be like, fuck you. So it's like a puzzle sort of thing. And some of those are really, really, really challenging. And you really have to start to think about them. And then later on they add a whole nother mechanic where it's like a forklift that basically you just have to clear the path for this forklift to go and grab the box, and it can go as far as it wants within a certain extent or whatever. But those levels get really complicated, and then there's a crane later that can like kind of move it to 4 spaces around you and stuff. And so yeah, it gets pretty mind bending. So that's the other 2 levels there. And they made a whole 2 levels of that, whereas everything else just kind of got 1 level. So yeah, that's kind of the extent of it. It's 6 levels on the main thing there, and then there's a lot of different side adventures and stuff. And then at the end of the game, once you've gotten your 2 million, you go into this sort of final dungeon, and then you have to like fight through a bunch of like glides people and whatnot to find Kiesel and Tron, because she gets captured at that point. And then you have to fight the final boss. And the final boss is kind of, well, okay, so once you actually get through that dungeon, you have to fight Glide, who's pretty much also impossible, because like he's always on top of you, and his weapons like fire like way too fast, and it's like super impossible. So my advice is just stock up on E-tanks, and then just like heal as much as you can, and just spam that while shooting him, and you'll be good to go. And don't get the shitty bazooka, which I don't know how that works, or maybe I just wasn't using it right or whatever. I don't know how I couldn't be using it right, though. I don't understand that. Anyway, get the bazooka. It'll probably work for you. So, yeah, so Glide, and then after that, they kind of get this like giant sort of ancient Reaver bot thing, and then you have to go fight that. And that basically boils down to a bunch of guys trying to like destroy you, but all you're trying to do, which I don't even think you use this anywhere else in the game. I mean, maybe you do. You might. I'm trying to think where. You might use it a few times throughout the game, but you can actually pick stuff up with the triangle button, at least in that final boss. So you have to pick these little cylinder things up and just like throw them and break them or whatever. And there's a few on top of his head that you have to like throw your serve bots up there to like destroy. And then there's like a second part to the final boss where you have to like... It's ridiculous because the health bar actually extends past the screen. And this not even just like a PSN emulation sort of error. This is like that's a thing that they did just to be funny, was like extend the health bar beyond the screen. Eventually it comes down enough to where you can see like your progress that you're making. It's just ridiculous that they did this. So yeah, but it's like the only reason it's tough is because they do so much damage to you. So you have to have a bunch of E-tanks. The other thing is, on the final boss, if you die, which isn't really a thing most of the other spots in the game, if you die, you just kind of like go back to your area and you're like, oh, we failed the mission or whatever. But here, if you die, you have to go all the way back to the title screen, which isn't so bad. Okay, technically you don't have to do that. You can continue, but then all of the E-tanks that you used are no longer usable. Thus, there's no point. You might as well just go back to the beginning. So you can save right before you go to pay back the money, but then you have to do that entire final dungeon again, plus fight Glide again, and do all of that again. Luckily, you can skip the cutscenes with start, so that's nice that you've already seen like all the cutscenes. But it still sucks because, you know, if you're not like using an emulator or something, you're gonna have to do all of that again every time you want to fight the final boss, which is actually kind of similar to Mega Man Legends 1. There's kind of a stretch before the final boss there that you have to take out, but I don't know. It just seemed like a little bit eccentric to have to do that every time, just to refill on your energy tanks. So what I did was I just took all of my extra money and poured it into energy tanks. It didn't even take that much. It didn't even take like all of my extra money. I just took a little bit of my extra money on top of my 2 million there and just poured it into E-tanks and just fully maxed out on E-tanks. And I didn't even use them all, but like that's my advice to how to beat the final boss. So yeah. As far as the characters and stuff, like the story, I've already kind of explained it. It's really kind of basic. But the characters and stuff are really cool because it's like Tron, and like I said, all the Serb bots have like a funny little personality thing, and like your interactions with them are very Tron Bonne, and I definitely like that. They kind of it's really consistent with the character from the Mega Man Legends games of Tron, and I think that's good. So yeah, you know, of course, they got all the same voice actors and stuff. Like that's great. So yeah, character and humor is consistent and good with the other games in the series. It feels very very on point there, and like graphically, the game looks very impressive for PS1. This is a later PS1 release, if I remember correctly. Actually, I think it came out in like 2000 or something. I believe. Let me look that up. So yeah, pretty impressive graphically. We were, especially at the beginning, kind of marveling about that and how sort of impressive it was. So yeah, 2000 and 99. Actually, it's 99 in Japan and America. It's 2000 in Europe. Wow, so 99. That's really not even that far after the original game, which I think wasn't that 98 or whatever. Yep, 98. So this is only like a year later that they developed all this. So that's actually really much more impressive than I thought it was. So, yeah. And especially as like a nice holdover game, this was a really solid, good game, like a great expansion to the Legends series there. And of course, the only one I hadn't fully beaten yet. So now I have, and that's pretty cool. As far as the music goes, pretty awesome. I don't think it really stacks up to the Mega Man Legends 1 there, but there are some bangers and some good tunes to listen to there. So yeah, definitely cool. You know, I really, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't believe they have the Bonne's like theme in this game, the really epic one for Mega Man Legends, which is kind of disappointing because this whole game is about the Bonnes, and yeah, that really needed to be in here. Now that I'm thinking about it, like shit, dog, they don't even have that. That's that. All right, so if anything about the music, that's a little bit disappointing, but yeah, but the game is like really good overall. Definitely recommend, you know, either emulating it or getting it on PSN there. That's probably the way I recommend playing it, is on PSN, because that's really good. So, yeah, Misadventures of Tron Bonne. It's a good game. I'd probably give it like 8.7, 8.8 out of 10. Really solid side game there. You know, it's sort of Mega Man Legends guided, if you will. So, yeah. And of course, I always like playing this Tron Bonne and getting that going. And so, good graphically. The music's pretty good, pretty solid. The gameplay is diverse, and there's a lot of good things going on with each section. I'd say the strongest sections were probably the puzzle sections and the like the action sections, and I definitely like the dungeon section. Pretty much all the sections are pretty good. They're all pretty good. I don't know why I was trying to diversify, like or like differentiate like which one was good and bad there, because it's they're all pretty good. So good humor and on point with the characters and all of that. So yeah, just a really good side game and a good holdover before Mega Man Legends 2 there. Which actually, now that I played them all, is kind of the weakest of the three, which is kind of interesting. So, oh yeah, and they kind of improved some of the control issues from the original game. Not that the original game had that many control issues, but it just feels a little more tighter and more solid there. So, yeah, pretty good game overall, and I definitely very much enjoyed Misadventures of Tron Bonne. So someday we'll get to Mega Man Legends 2. I mean, well, me and Mab will get to it at some point, so I'll probably do my review of it after whatever we play it. So, but yeah, so I've got a good amount of reviews coming up for the coming year here. I've got a whole marathon. I guess I'll just yeah, well, you know, Misadventures of Tron Bonne. There it is. So little sneak peek here for whoever stuck around to the end of the Misadventures of Tron Bonne video. I'm going to make an announcement right here. Next year's marathon for the entire year, and I still do want to get to Dragon Quest, but it's going to take a long time to do 7 and 8 on the side there. And I was working a little bit on 7, like I do. It's in my 3DS now. I did play it for a few hours there, but it's going to take a long time to get through that. Whenever I get to 8, like that's going to be one where I just play it a lot and have a really good time with it and stuff. 7's like a lot more of a thing. It's more of an RPG, like, not that 8's not, but it's like more of a, like, it's harder to like get through and whatnot. It's just, there's a lot to 7, and it's just gonna take a long time is the issue with that one. But when I play 8, it'll feel like time is passing very fast, you know. So, but yeah, so New marathon. Zelda. Every Zelda game that I haven't reviewed yet will be reviewed in 2022, leading up to Breath of the Wild 2 there. So, Zelda 1, Zelda 2, Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, the Oracle games, Minish Cap, Twilight Princess, Phantom Hourglass, Spirit Tracks, which, thank you, Mayab, I now own a copy of Spirit Tracks. Make sure that's in there. Yeah, look at that. Nice. Game's fucking expensive now. So, I do have Spirit Tracks now. I can actually give this an honest shake because I've never played it before. I'm not expecting it to be great, but, you know, whatever. So, Spirit Tracks. And then, of course, the infamous Skyward Sword. And Breath of the Wild, which is actually a good game. I think I covered them all there. That should be all of them that I need to do. So I will be reviewing all of those games, or at least attempting to review all of those games next year. And that'll be my big project for next year. And hopefully I can have Zelda 1 and maybe even Zelda 2 done by the end of this year to make it easier for next year to start reviewing those games. Yeah, like the first section of those games before like the Oracle games, I have like super in-depth knowledge about for the most part. Like I played Zelda 1 and Zelda 2 and Link to the Past a lot. Like I played Link to the Past when I was a kid on GBA a lot. I pretty much got Zelda 1 and 2 down. Of course, Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask I grew up with, so those will be no problem. I've 100%ed those multiple times now. I had a really good time doing it. So I'm definitely going to be talking about those. And then the rest of it's just new to me. Like, not new to me. I've played them all before, but, like, they're all ones I've only played through, like, once. Like, the Oracle games and, like Minish Cap I only ever played through the one time, and, like, Skyward Sword and stuff. So all of those other games are going to be kind of, like, about half the series is going to be kind of, like, somewhat like new to revisit to me, so I'll get a really fresh perspective on them. So I'm very excited about that. So yeah, 2022, the year of Zelda. There may be some other reviews. If I beat any other games, I'm gonna review them, obviously. So yeah. So, but that's gonna be the main focus for next year's Zelda. So there you go, a little teaser for you. That probably should be the next video. So, anyways. Till next time, this has been JZNES, and keep it classic. Stick around for more reviews on underrated games. I'll see you guys in the next one. JZ, out.